Hey guys, welcome back. It's Maverick here today with another episode of Monogatari Mondays, and hey, it's actually on Monday this time, right? So, anyways, we are in this next arc of Owarimonogatari, presumably dealing with Shinobu slash, Kiss Shot slash Heart Underblade, whatever you want to call her. And also, more importantly, it's talking about what Araki was doing during that time when Hanagawa and Senjugahara were off kind of doing their own thing there, right? And then we finally get them converging, their respective stories converging at the very end of that arc. I believe it's the Tsubasa Tiger arc, I think. And, during that time, I was actually wondering if we were going to immediately go and see what Araki was up to. Now, apparently, like 20 or so episodes later, we finally get to see it, right? And, the time travel stuff was happening at the same time as well. It's a mess, But I hope that there is, or actually, I presume there is a specific reason for it being this complicated, right? So, with that said, let's just jump right into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. By the way, I kind of misspoke a little bit last time. I was wondering if the reason why Araki was meeting with Kambara at this time was because of Kaiki. But technically, it was because of Gaian. Murder suicide. And I think it's even more interesting that the fire that presumably saved them and almost killed them as well was due to the due to what happened during the arc, during the Tsubasa Tiger arc, right? The tiger literally burning the building down. I don't think he's in quite the situation to answer that question, Noki-chan. I do find it interesting that, like, during Ononoki's arc, did Araki ever, or, any time within the arc, did they mention anything about Ononoki being involved in this particular arc? I don't think so, right? But I was wondering during that arc, like, since when did Araki have such a, nice relationship with Ononoki? Probably stems from this particular interaction here, right? Shinobu Meu. Actually, what was she here dealing with? I mean, she was here for work, right? Originally, it had something to do with Kiss Shot herself, right? Huh. I kind of forgot about all of this already. Wait. This happened during Tsubasa Tiger. The Mayoi situation. Ugh, I kind of need to refresh my memories about that. I mean, that is true, though. Like, on the other hand, you could argue that Gain is the one who could best protect Kambaru, to be honest. Yeah, see? Ha. What's the purpose of this again? I mean, what you're saying makes a lot of sense, right? I'm just wondering why she needed to take off her sock to do that. Yep. I'm glad you're saying things in such a cool way. With like a footprint on your cheek. Good instincts, girl. Oh, stop making excuses for yourself. He knows, he knows. Hmm. I'm actually trying to remember, right? This is also around the same time when they solved the Mayoi future thing. But what promise to Gaian? Actually, serious question though. How can all of you guys manage to remember like all the all the story up to this point? I mean, I'm already watching this in sort of like the light novel order already, right? And still, man, it is hard to keep track of everything here. Oh, an aberration situation? Kind of like the Mayoi situation? Oh. Actually, does he know?
私は何でも知っているよ。ご存知の通りね。冗談だよ、冗談。何をマジになってるんだい、こよみ。5つも言えばどれかは当たるだろう。大人の汚いやり口さ。個人的にはカタツムリだって予想するけどね。当たってるじゃねえか。なーに、ヘルプの電話をかけられるような余裕があるのはカタツムリだろうと思っただけさ。
Nice deduction.
今、カンバルと2人で待ち合わせ場所の公園に向かっているところだったんですけれど、かれこれ1時間以上。一体どんなやつかといろいろ想像していたけれど、想定していた中じゃ一番ちっちゃいな。こよみん、早く合流してくださいよ。詳しい話を顔を突き合わせて聞きたくなってきたよ。いえ、だからその合流ができないって話をしているんですよ。だからあなたからアドバイスをいただければと。私がアドバイスするまでもないよ。それはただのちょっかいだ。そのくらいの苦境は独力で乗り越えてもらえないと困る。幸い道に迷うのはこれが初めてというわけじゃないんだから。こよみん、ここはメメの主義に従って一人で勝手に一人じゃないか。君のそばには今頼れる後輩がいるんだってね。だったらその子に頼ればいいだろう。頼ればいいって。あなた、カンバルを何だと思ってるんですか。カンバルはカンバル駿河は私の姉の娘だよ。眠らせておくには惜しい才能さ。お、電話が終わったか、荒木先輩。そしてその表情、あなたの奴隷に
Oh my god.
必要だ、カンバル。何か意見があるなら出してくれ。よし、わかった。こっちだぞ。公園の場所は知らないが、それが千丈ヶ原先輩の昔の家があったあたりというのであれば、嗅覚で大体の方角はわかる。行くぞ。視覚じゃなくて嗅覚なのかよ。ほら、荒木先輩。荒木先輩、その迷い牛という会は人を道に迷わす会なのだろう。だったら道を歩かなければいいじゃないか。
Really? Really? Okay.
午前3時頃、ついに老白公園にたどり着いたという知らせ。
Okay, whatever you say.
いくらなんでも、さっき電話をしてからわずか3時間だ。それでじれて帰ったりすまい。でも荒木先輩、普通の人間は夜中に3時間。
Yeah, I would think so as well.
そうだ、僕が道に迷わされていたように、待ち合わせをしていたガエンさんもまた何らかの怪異現象に襲われ、それでここにいないというケースは考えられないか。頑張る。
Mm.
違う。無駄かもしれないけれど、手分けして公園中をくまなく探してみたいんだ。何かあったら声を上げてくれ。悲鳴を上げればいいのか。悲鳴は上げないで。
Yes. ん？
誰もいるようには見えないのだが。いやいや、荒木先輩。ほら、よく見ろ。
Oh.
忍ぶ。
But why is she here?
遅かったな。かわいいじゃねえか。おい、忍ぶ。どうしてお前がここに。カカお猿か。うん、手こずらせてくれたもんじゃ。確かにこの
What the actual hell? Oh. Oh yeah! I remember that now. Okay, so after that, then Shinobu came here. Okay, okay, okay. Obviously, the Neko that she's talking about is Hanekawa, but interesting. So did Guyan set all of this up? Yeah, this is so long ago. Yeah, I think this is after, right? After she talked with you, Araki. What the hell is Kamuro doing over there? Oh. Hello. Man, okay. Looks like there's more stuff I need to go back and look up and refresh my memories on. So I will quickly do that and see you guys after this. Well, okay guys, so I actually went in deep into the wiki to really finally get a grasp on the entire situation here. I feel like, some could call it cheating a little bit or whatnot, but I really feel that at this time I really need, a sort of like visual chronological telling of the events here. So finally, I understand like what I have been missing so far and why things were so confusing to me. So apparently, Shinobu Time, the ending of which Mayoi truly disappears, and that was also kind of the entire situation between Guyan and him, and Aragi as well. The promises and whatnot. Apparently, it all happened before this current arc, and in fact, before the end of the Tsubasa Tiger arc. Like, my mind is blown. I thought Tsubasa Tiger happened like completely before that. So in my mind, it was actually okay. Tsubasa Tiger, Mayoi Jiangshi, and this current arc Shinobu Shinobu Male happens at around the same time, right? With Shinobu Time happening after this. But okay, apparently not, right? So actually before even the start of this particular arc, Mayoi has already gone, actually, right? And so that is why we do have this situation here where Araki is talking to Kambaru and trying to bring her to the Gaian here, because that was something that really confused me, because I always thought that happened later on. So I was kind of like, what other promise did Araki have with Gaian? Did we go through that? And so apparently we have. It's just that I got the timeline and events sort of kind of mixed up. Okay, this is like super confusing, to be honest. And even back then, like, even disregarding this current Shinobu Male arc, like, even back then, I got the feeling that Tsubasa Tiger and Mayoi Jiangshi happened, generally about the same time. Or actually, I knew that Mayoi Jiangshi actually happened before Tsubasa Tiger, because I seem to recall there being a discrepancy there as well. And I was like, wait, this doesn't really explain why Araki is not here during that time. But apparently what actually happened during that time was not just Shinobu Male, but also Shinobu Time as well, right? The entire darkness situation and whatnot. So that actually does get me thinking, right? Is the darkness that they were talking about, and that grave enemy that they were looking at during Shinobu Time, does it have any relation with this current Shinobu Male arc? Because I thought that at the end of Shinobu Time, we basically alleviated the situation, right? It happened as a result of Mayoi, and the fact that she was still here, and she needed to go, right? She needed to go to the afterlife, she needed to go pass on, and so on and so forth. So by that kind of situation, though, then it doesn't really have anything to do with this current arc. So, although even back then, right? Even back then in the Shinobu Time arc, I was thinking like, that was the arc where they went into detail in regards to Shinobu's past, right? Kishot's past, how she became the aberration that she was throughout all these years and whatnot, and that was why initially they were thinking that maybe this was, this entire situation was a result of Shinobu instead, was a result of Kisha. And then later on, it was revealed that, oh, no, actually, it's just because of Mayoi, right? But now that we got this Shinobu Male situation here as well with the warrior and whatnot, is that a carryover from Shinobu Time? I would presume so, right? Especially since they are both named Shinobu and Shinobu arcs, and, they happen literally one after the other. Like, okay. I mean, my mind is blown right now, because I really did not think that this was the order that the situation was in. Just goes to show, right? Like, I do hope that back in the light novels and whatnot, the author made sure to put in like a timeline of events or whatnot, because otherwise this is completely confusing. And I mean, I guess, yes, technically, there are situations where they mention the specific dates of events that happened, but come on, like, who can remember that all this long? Like, Shinobu Time happened literally, like, what, 20 episodes ago, right? And I am already following light novel order, right? So, yeah, just imagine, like, I'm imagining, like, for people who actually read the light novels and whatnot, and you must have, like, completely forgot about that situation already. So, yeah, it is not an easy way to look at this. But, now that we have the entire timeline here, everything makes sense. Why they are here right now, and the debate, the convergence of the various storylines here, like why is Shinobu here? Back in Tsubasa Tiger, Shinobu was actually helping helping Hanekawa, right? Or I guess what's it called? Her alter, the Black Neko or whatnot, the Black Cat. She was helping her, or actually, was it rather the other way around? I mean, they did some things together, right? And so presumably by the end of that, because we didn't really get to see what happened during that night when they all went out and were off doing something, some kind of battle or whatnot. They basically skipped through the entire thing, and we completely skipped through that battle. So presumably what happened during those skip scenes are what we're gonna see here, I'm guessing. Although they're probably not really going to at least on Aragi's side, he's not going to make any actual contact with Hanekawa and whatnot. That doesn't happen until the end of this entire arc here, right? So at the end of Tsubasa Tiger is when he arrives on the scene and rescues Hanekawa once again. So we got that in mind, and so yeah. Wow. I mean, this is already. I guess this also kind of explains why Aragi is being much more of a downer than usual. I guess you could say. Is that the correct word to say? But a little bit depressed, right? Because this is literally right after Mayoi's situation, and now Mayoi is gone. Yeah. So we got that. We got that situation as well, and then now he made a promise to Gaian to introduce Kanbaru to Gaian, and so that's why we have this situation right here. So everything makes sense now, and whatnot. Beyond that, so yeah, I'm guessing this is like an extension of the darkness situation that we had previously. You know, it does kind of seem, especially since they made this whole thing about describing the suit of armor as having darkness enveloped within it or whatnot. But I gotta say though, we don't really see any flashback mentions from Aragi though, like talking about, oh, is this similar to that particular darkness and whatnot. So that's why, to me, like there's really no outside hints at all as to, you know, where exactly in the timeline we are from Aragi, right? So yeah, it's really hard to just pinpoint your position without actually sitting down and properly mapping things out, right? But now that we have, it is of course much easier to understand the situation at hand now. Though with that in mind, yeah, this is still okay. This is still presumably the first time that, no, wait a minute. If that were the case, since Shinobu Time and Mayoi Jiangshi happened before this, that means that Araki already had a pretty good relationship with Ononoki at this time then. So yeah, it wouldn't be too wrong to call them friends at this point, right? So okay, I guess that assumption from me was wrong as well. Oh, dang. See, this is definitely something that should have, I probably should have got finished before actually making any sort of, you know, commentary and whatnot, because otherwise, you know, some of the stuff that I'm saying doesn't really make sense in terms of that context. But all right, the more you know, the more you know. But anyways, finally, I get this now, so it should be smooth sailing from here, right? Smooth sailing from here. Is there anything specific I want to mention though? I'm guess, like, is that guy in the armor the former, like, the first what was the word that she used, the first disciple or the first subordinate that Shinobu had, right? Is it that guy? You know, that presumably that human guy. Like maybe his will still lives on, even though, you know, like manifesting itself into something like this. Maybe? Question mark. What else to say here? So at least during this point in time, we still know about the entirety of Aragi's vampire powers and whatnot. So at least that's a plus, right? What else here? I mean, I guess I don't really have too much else to add at this point, except, you know, I do wonder, like, the entire situation with Kanbaru being able to solve that particular problem, right, of being lost and whatnot. I do wonder if there's any kind of deeper meaning there in the way that she solved it and whatnot. You know, on one hand, you could view it as just a sort of, like, ridiculous method of solving it. But at the same time, does this represent... Maybe I'm just, you know, just theorizing here. Does that, because originally Aragi was the one in charge of deciding a direction to go, right? And then being lost in that sense maybe means that he didn't really want to go there, right? Is that what's being implied here, right? No, because if we think back to the original Mayoi arc there, and how it was solved and whatnot, I think one of the problems that propped up at that point was that it only, that kind of aberration only shows itself when you're not quite clear on whether you do or don't want to go to a specific place or whatnot. I think that was the general idea, right? You're undecided. So because it was Araragi, he's still feeling conflicted about introducing Kanbaru to Gaien and whatnot, and so that's why it's not completely, just clear cut and dry from there. But because it's Kanbaru, she has no reason to think otherwise. She just wants to go meet this person that Aragi has asked her to, and so we just solve the situation directly, just like that, right? I guess that's what's being implied here. Not 100% sure, but it is. How can I put this? I don't see any other reason why you would want to specifically put that thing in, put the lost situation into this episode, unless you want to sort of touch on what Araki is thinking right now, right? Unless, of course, it's just an obvious reference to Mayoi, right, to Hachikuji, which is kind of twisted in a way, considering that she just left the place, right? I mean, yeah, for Aragi, that must come like a knife right in the heart or whatnot, right? Being confronted with this abilities that was representative of Mayoi, so soon right after Mayoi actually, went on to wherever aberrations go to in the afterlife, right? Jeez. All right. So yeah. Anyways, hopefully that made sense to you guys as well. And if there's anybody who's actually watching this alongside with me, like for the first time or whatnot, or maybe you've watched this long ago and was quite confused as well, I highly do recommend you guys check out the Monogatari Wikia. It's the Bakemonogatari wiki, fandom wiki, right? It does have like a complete chronological timeline on it. Could it be considered spoilers or whatnot? Maybe not, but I would argue that it's probably something that you would know of if you had paid attention to the dates that they were mentioning, right? And they do mention the dates, so I think it's, instead of spoilers, it's instead more of just a consolidated piece of information, so you don't need to keep track of all the dates and timings yourself. So that's how I view this tool. But anyways, do let me know if I've missed anything up to this point. And if it's gonna be explained later, then obviously just let me know then. But yeah, thank you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.